Hi guys, welcome back to the Retro Room. Today we're going to take a look at this iBook G4. It is, well, it's not exactly clean. It needs a cleaning. It also has a little bit of damage up here and over here. I can't remember if I've had this on the channel before. But this doesn't have a working hard drive in it. If it has a hard drive at all, we will try to make a solution for that. It is kind of incomplete at the moment. That's okay. I do have the bottom for this. To get the keyboard, well, to get to the hard drive, I have to get the keyboard off first and then pop up this whole, well, the top of the bottom half, I guess. The keyboard has two spring-loaded clips right here, right next to the F12 and the escape key on the keyboard. Just push those up and lift. Just push those in and then lift up the keyboard. And it folds up like so. And then you can very gently, I'm lifting up on the sides of that connector so that this will pop right off, just like so. Oh, inside there's an Airport Extreme card. Wonder if I can connect to my wireless here with that. Probably can. We're not going to mess with that. We do need to get this off though. It looks like it's just clipped in, so we should, if we're gentle, be able to lift this up. Maybe. Well, if you can see under there, there is the hard drive. And I don't think this hard drive works. This hard drive didn't come in this machine. It came from a PowerBook I have on the floor that I also plan to make a video of. This hard drive that is questionable, IBM Travel Star, probably made by Hitachi. Apple HDD firmware, 40 gig drive. Okay. We will set him aside. And let me see if I have another hard drive. Well, I got to thinking, before I go and use some other drive, why don't we give this one a shot? A fair chance, as it were. Pop this up. There's a wire up here that controls the power button that I don't want to disconnect because it's rather a pain to reconnect. That's why I'm doing things all precarious, like here. Drop that hard drive down in there. Now there is a connector for the trackpad that I'm trying to get connected. I think that's got it. We will see here in a moment. Let's reconnect the keyboard. Again with the little spring latches. We'll snap that back into place. Then we'll turn this where you guys can see it. I don't know what that sound was about. I'm holding the Option key so that we'll get a boot menu. I see the hard drive, but there you guys can see a little better. Not quite sure what he's doing there. I have all three screens. Look at that. Mac OS X Tiger. It is the retail install CD. It's got everything in there. Fantastic. And the disc. Mac OS X Tiger. This is 10.4.6. It says includes Xcode 2, whatever that is. Put that in the drive, see if it recognizes it. That's not working. Let's power the machine down and we'll restart him. All right, let's power him back on. We'll hold the Alt button. There's the OS X icon there. Trackpad is working. At least I think the trackpad is working. Well, it does have that stopwatch icon there, like it's trying to do something. We're going to boot from that disk. Then we'll just reformat that drive with the Apple utility for doing that. I forget the name of right now. Listening to it, the hard drive isn't making any strange noises. It seems like a normal drive. Okay, here we are in the install screen for macOS 10.4, well 10.4.6. Welcome to the macOS installer. That's fantastic. What we want is in utilities. Go figure that. It's simply disk utility. I'm going to gather some disk information. It recognizes that there's a disk on there, but this disk probably has somebody's personal information on it, or it may not, but you know what? We'll leave it as it's current. We will erase it. Mac OS Journal, we'll leave the name as untitled. Who am I kidding? We'll call it Mac. Why not? And we will format that drive and see if it gives us any problems. It looks like it went through, because there's Mac. It looks like everything looks like it might be good to go. Let's go through the install. Yeah, sure, I agree. I mean, I own the software. Yeah. We'll install it on that drive. It's already selected. You see that very fancy icon they got there. It's going to check the installation DVD, and then it will install. I'll let it do that. It'll be just a couple seconds for you guys. He's installing now. That hard drive is definitely the quieter of the two devices running on this thing. The DVD drive is just a noisy guy. Looks like he's just about done. I mean, he isn't quite there. Installing Brazilian Portuguese. Apparently we have a bunch of languages on this. It says that there's about 2 minutes remaining. It's very soft, but I can hear that hard drive going while it's writing data. The hard drive doesn't sound bad at all. Of course, that can be deceiving. It's running the final installation steps now. Okay, we will press enter. Play the bong. Maybe it'll kick out the disc. It's trying to boot from the hard drive. See if I can get the disk out of there so we can hear the hard drive a little better. So that hard drive is still in question. Not sure if it really works or not. I guess we'll see. Maybe this old G4 takes a while to boot, especially on the first boot up. Well, that's progress. Looks like it booted just fine. Okay, it hasn't really booted, it is booting. Pointer's working. Is it going to play the startup animation after a fresh install? It's not looking like it, is it? Maybe that's on later versions of macOS. That rainbow ball spinning. That hard drive is really trying. Got my disc back. And then, like an afterthought, it flashes the indicator on the screen. I'll put this back in the box where he belongs. Awesome. There it is. We are in the United States. Let's not transfer any information. It is a US keyboard, I think. That's my Wi-Fi, I don't know you. I don't see my... I don't care. Other network. Continue. Let's try a different network setup. Computer does not connect to the internet. You should be able to set that up later. We aren't going to register. Well, let me fill this out. It really wanted that registration information. Home, sure. Best describes what I do. Other. Let's not stay in touch. I don't want a password. That is fine. All of the information it wants, bordering on annoying. We will not register. This makes sense though. Yep, that's fine. It is not 2006. Um, 2024. It is February 19. As we're recording this video anyway. Oh. Probably not going to save that information anyway. Don't forget to register. I probably will, to be honest. And it got into macOS just fine. See if I still remember how to do anything in here. Go away. Dashboard. Okay, that's cool. Applications. Utilities. Want to make sure this hard drive is just still working right. Let's verify the disk. That might take a while. Okay, that didn't take too long. Verifying volume MAC, checking HFS plus volume, extends over flow file, catalog file, multi-link files, catalog hierarchy, checking volume bitmap, checking volume information. The volume MAC appears to be okay. It passed verification. So, apparently that drive works. That's good news. Okay, the OS seems to have installed just fine. Now we will, well, we'll give this thing a clean. Let's go to shutdown, make sure it shuts down just fine. Yes, shut down. The hard drive parked and everything shut down. We're going to unplug him. Now there are several ways to clean something like this. What I'm going to use is just a simple cotton cloth. This one is naturally brown colored. It's not stained or anything. And I'll spray a cleaner. This is just glass cleaner, like Windex, onto the cloth, and then use the moistened cloth to clean the surfaces. See, he's already looking better. Clean all the keys. Just giving it a thorough once over. Because I think this guy's supposed to be white and shiny, not dingy and dull and discolored. That looks quite a bit better, and just a real quick cleaning. Then the screen itself, give it a little bit of a clean him and then dry him off. And the same trick around the bezel there. Yeah, look how much cleaner that is looking just from this little bit of cleaning. Of course, you guys probably can't see that. Looks more like the gray it's supposed to look like. We'll clean the top here. Make it look more like it's supposed to. A lot of the darker spots are just cleaning right up. That's good to see. The side of the machine here on the front. It's not quite together there, is it? Well, we'll clean out the joint and along the side of the screen. Then we'll see about that coming back together like it's supposed to. Clean off the back here. Looks quite a bit better. Now, he needs probably needs this guy too. I'm not going to worry about that right now. This has this cover, which hides everything with the bottom removed. There's some grime in that corner over there. Right here on this, right in there. Then we have the bottom, which should pop right down into place. And then he has a few screws here and in the feet. And of course his battery, which we'll put back in there. He probably doesn't work, but it means he'll be complete. It's not really going together. Okay. Clean off the bottom here. It just brightens up the whole laptop. Doesn't look like new, and he will never look like new again, but it will make him look cleaner, more presentable. Should be able to just put some cleaner directly on the bottom there. It's just a solid plastic surface. Quite a bit cleaner. Brighter. A little easier to look at. I believe I have his battery right up here. Which will get the same treatment as everything else. That looks better. Pops down, then battery's locked in place. Now, do I have the feet handy? Let's see. I do. They look like these guys. Have a little well. It's like a well or a depression that holds onto the screw, and the screw just pops into the bottom there. I don't think they needed to come out for this laptop to come apart. Of course, I could be wrong. It seems I only have one of the actual feet. And I do have several that needs other screws here that hold him together. The feet themselves don't hold the laptop together. All right, now with my screwdriver, a proper small Phillips is what these need. put the feet back on. Then we'll put the other screws back in. This may not be the right bit for this little screwdriver, for this particular job. That's okay, we'll get him working anyway. Is that in there? That is in there. We have screws. They are, that looks like the one for that one. And that one for that one. These are T8 Torx, which I happen to have. Except this is not a T8, that is a T7. Because I can't read. I don't seem to have a T8. Okay, there's one. There's one. Yep, fits. All right, we're going to put this on the screwdriver and button this guy down. Such fancy, stylish screws Apple uses on these things. I mean, really machined. All flat edges. This is probably the wrong screw for what I'm trying to do here, but it works. Okay. With the laptop all back together, I mean, might as well give it a tour of all the sides. There's where the power goes. The optical drive around in the front. This is the push button that, you know, lifts the, you know, to open the screen. I'm not sure what that port does. It's probably for display out. There's a modem, the Kensington lock, probably a 10100, maybe gigabit Ethernet. That is FireWire, pair of USB, and a earphone plug from back when Apple put earphone plugs on things. That front's still a little dirty. Right here. And right in and around that button. When you push the button, if you see that little hook right there, that is a metal hook. And when you open, you can see that when you open the screen, it retracts into the bezel. That is pretty neat. Plug him in. The light is turning amber. You can see there. It's an amber light instead of the green. Like when I plug him in at first, it'll be green, then it'll go to amber thinking it's charging the battery, which is fine. Let's turn him on and make sure he still works. That's a good sign. Show me video. There we go. Now boot. Just want to make sure that he boots. Yeah, the second time booting is a whole lot quicker than the first. Doesn't have that whole animation that wants to load and everything. Your computer's clock is set to date before March 24th, 2001. Yeah, the clock battery is dead on this thing. But you know what? That is okay. When I have him open again, I will look for that and I will replace it. But I thank you for joining me on this little journey. We know this laptop works just fine. And I will see you next time.